Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to be learning about promoting children's safety. Dangers can be found everywhere in a child care center. Staff members must closely watch for and remove these dangers. Children can also be put in danger through abuse. As an early childhood educator, you will need to be alert to any dangers that threaten the safety of your children. In addition, your program must have safety limits and procedures. The staff must also be aware of their legal responsibilities for protecting the children in their care. So join me, Ms. Trott, as we learn all about promoting children's safety. The staff is responsible for providing a safe environment for the children. A teacher who is responsible for a group of children should supervise constantly and never leave a child alone for even a moment. Young, fearless, unpredictable, and quick. As a result, teachers must protect children until they can protect themselves. Adult-child ratio relates directly to safety. A classroom should never have fewer adults than required by state law for age level and group size. Having more adults than the minimum is even safer. And these extra adults can step in quickly to protect children when unsafe situations arise. Limits are guides to actions and behaviors that reflect the goals of a program. The most important limits set by early childhood teachers involve safety issues. These limits protect children in the classroom. Make sure safety limits are clear, simple, and easy for children to understand, and remind children about the limits frequently. Observing and setting safety rules is only part of the process for a safe center. A safe environment also needs to be addressed. This includes toys and materials, playground equipment, transportation, and building security. Fire and severe weather are all conditions that pose safety threats for children and staff. Having an emergency plan with drills and evacuation procedures are required and will help elevate safety.
Poisoning emergencies often involve swallowing toxic substances. Other types of poisoning emergencies can occur from breathing toxic fumes and chemical injuries to the eyes or skin. If any type of poisoning emergency occurs and a child is drowsy, unconscious, having difficult breathing, or has a seizure, call 911 immediately. If you suspect poisoning and there are no symptoms, contact National Poison Center. The number of referral rates for child abuse and neglect continue to increase. As a child care professional, you are very concerned about the health and safety of the children in your care. Because you are with the children several hours a day, you may be the one to notice the signs that a child is being abused or neglected.
There are four
State
types
law
of child
requires
abuse:
you to report known or
non-accidental physical
suspected
injury,
cases
neglect,
of child abuse and
emotional
neglect.
abuse, and sexual abuse. You will be taking an online training delving into the types of abuse, signs to watch for, and your role as an early childhood educator. Planning for children's safety goes beyond the classroom. Children need to know how to deal with dangers outside the classroom. They must learn about abuse and how to protect themselves from it. Warning children about strangers has been common practice for some time. However, only 10% of children's abusers are strangers to the children they abuse. Alabama recognizes Aaron's Law, which requires that all public schools implement prevention-oriented child sexual abuse program, which teaches students in grades pre-K through 12th grade age techniques to recognize child sexual abuse and to tell a trusted adult, teaches school personnel about child sexual abuse, and teaches parents and guardians the warning signs of child sexual abuse, plus needed assistance or resource information to support sexually abused children and their families. Locally, Southeast Alabama Child Advocacy Center provides these resources and trainings in our area and can help your center with discussing these dangers to children. Early childhood teachers are in a position to provide opportunities for recognizing families in crisis through daily face-to-face contact. Teachers can share parenting information on child development, management of behaviors, and guide them in seeking community programs and services. By law, young children are not expected to care for themselves. This is the primary role of the staff at the center. The staff must ensure the children's safety and health. Education is a secondary function. Center directors are liable for the acts of their employees. Child care staff can be punished by law for failing to follow state licensing rules and regulations. Every center should develop a number of forms related to health and safety of the children. Many of these forms direct staff in the daily care of children and protect staff members from possible liability. Two forms commonly used by the center are incident report forms and various types of permission forms. As a child development student in an Alabama college, you are eligible for free liability insurance through Alabama Education Association while you are a student. The privacy law is designed to protect children. It states that children's records cannot be given to anyone other than the parents without the parents' permission. Parents are given unlimited access to all their children's records kept by the center.
Now let's review what we've learned. Providing a safe environment for children requires a great deal of time and attention to details. Dangers can be found in every corner of the center. These dangers can threaten both the physical and mental well-being of children. Protecting children from these dangers is the most important job of a teacher.
In case of a fire or other disasters. You should also know how to handle accidental poisonings. Child care workers also need to recognize signs of possible child abuse and know how to report suspected cases.
Child care staff can be held responsible for failing to follow state licensing rules and regulations. It is important to know what those rules are and to know the extent of any possible liability. That wraps us up for this episode. You can learn more about this topic by reviewing the resources posted in your course. As always, if you have any questions, please contact me or your instructor. Thanks for joining me, Miss Trott, as we learned all about promoting children's safety. See you next time.